So I realized that we're already a month in, like over a month into the new year, and I still haven't talked about my goals for this year. But I'd say it's never too late to talk about goals you want to accomplish, but that's just me. So today I'm going to share with you all my 2020 goals, which isn't a ton. I am a very goal-oriented person. That is what I thrive on. I thrive on lists and routine and checking things off. All of my list makers out there will know that there's just nothing more satisfying than writing something like your to-do list and then like checking it off and writing through it. I always start off with something I've already done just so I can like cross it out. I know I'm not the only one. So yeah, I'm a goal-oriented person, but I try to be realistic and not set a ton of goals for myself throughout the year because it's just time, energy. I am a mom of a special needs child that requires a lot of my time and energy. I also, work from home. I have this, I have photography. I'm very involved in 2 churches, and it's just hard keeping up with like everything. It's constantly like I'm juggling and I'm always waiting for one ball to drop, and there is always going to be a ball that drops. Let me just tell you that right now. So goals are good, yes, but setting too many is unrealistic. Just be honest with the goals you want to accomplish this year, and that is exactly what I'm doing with this year in particular. I don't have barely any reading goals because I feel like I'm very strong in my reading game, and I have been for a while, and I want to work on other things. So yeah, oh my gosh, longest intro ever. Let's talk about my goals. I'm gonna talk about reading, personal, all that stuff. So first goal, we always have to talk about how many books do you want to read this year? I always kind of set it to 50, but I really aim for 100. And last year was the first year I didn't reach that goal. I read like 91, and thought I was going to be really upset about it, but I wasn't. So yeah, I'm going to set it for 50 this year. I think last year I really focused on quantity over quality, which I always say I don't want to do. So this year I'm going to reverse that thing, and I'm going to really focus on quality over quantity. So if I read only 50 books this year, that's fine, but maybe there's 40 of those 50 that are just really quality, amazing books. Here's to hoping. 50 books, yeah. Another reading goal I want to talk about is kind of expanding my bubble. So if you guys know, I started off this channel many moons ago, and I really read YA predominantly. And over the past few years, that has shifted quite dramatically. I would say that I think last year I read like, I think YA scraped out by, I think YA won by like 5 books, but mostly I read kind of on the same parallel. This year I really want to focus on reading more adult books because I feel like that is what I really love. Will I ever leave YA? Probably not. I love a good YA contemporary. We all know this. I love a good YA fantasy. We all know this, but I do tend to enjoy adult books more. Who knows? Next year it could be like, I want to read all YA. There's no rhyme or reason or rules to reading. If you want to read all middle grade, do it. Like, there's no rules to it. But anyway, I want to read in particular this year more adult books. Like I said, I want to make it the most genre I read this year. But I also want to read more thriller books. I've said how much I enjoy them, but every year I only read like 5 or 6. And every year I'm like, I should probably read more because I do enjoy it. So that's what I want to focus on this year, is reading adult thrillers and finding some that I love, because I just want to do a video of really sharing my favorite thrillers. And I don't feel like I have a full set of thriller books that I've read that I just love and adore. So that's what I want to work on. I also want to read one horror book, just one, because I don't do horror. I don't like scary things, and I think one would be enough to fill me for 5 years, honestly, because they scare me. So I want to read one horror book. In particular, I would not mind reading one Stephen King book. I think I just want to try it and just see how it is. So leave your recommendation. I'm not going to read it. There's no way I'm going to do that because number 1, that is a very long book. Number 2, that's a little bit too scary for me. So just leave a horror book down below that is scary, but like you think I can handle. I just want to read one to say I've read it, to expand my genre. Speaking of which, I want to read one classic this year. I know, I feel like every year I'm like, I always want to read 5 classics, 1 classic, and I never read a classic because I am not a classic reader, and I'm okay with that. I have accepted that about myself, but there is one classic I want to read in particular, and that is Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. The new adaptation got released. Everyone says how much they love it, and people love the book and say it's a pretty easy book to read. It is, both of them. This is like over 800 pages, I believe, so fun stuff, but it's a very small book. But this is the one classic. This is the classic I'm going to focus on this year, and I really want to read it so I can watch both adaptations and just do a video all about it, honestly. So yeah, that's my reading goals of the year, is I would say read predominantly adult books, read more thrillers, read a horror, and read a classic. If I do all of that, I will be very, very happy with the year. I don't know. So moving on to personal goals. I don't have too many of these because I don't know. My big thing that I want to do this year that I really, really want to focus on, and is probably my number one goal of the whole year, is to develop a closer relationship with God. If you guys don't know, yes, I am religious. Yes, I'm Christian. I don't talk about it a lot on my channel because I know that it's very controversial. Everyone has different opinions on religions and politics and things like that. I never want this, and I just, it's personal, and I understand that, but I also feel like I should share with you about myself. And yes, I am very religious, and I want to work on that. I feel like my relationship has not been the best with God over these last few years, and I really this year want to focus on that. I really had a really hard time with anxiety the last part of 2019, which I might do a whole video about. It was very bad. And I turned to God, and it was really amazing for me. And it really opened up the doors a lot to my relationship with him. And this year I want to focus on that. Like I just really want to get deeper in my relationship with the Lord and just focus in on that, because that is just everything to me. So this year, that is my number one goal, is to just get a deeper connection, a deeper relationship with the Lord. And with that, I have some tools that I think are going to be amazing for me to do that. The goal that I really want to do this year is read the Bible completely. I have never read the Bible from front to back. That is a feat. The Bible is big, and it is daunting at times. We have such books, if you are familiar with the Bible, is like Leviticus and Deuteronomy. Those are Old Testament's not fun. I'm just gonna put it out there. So that's kind of where I get scared about it. But my church is actually doing a whole year of reading the Bible with them. We have like a schedule for each week, and we're actually reading every night. We're supposed to read a chapter from the Old Testament and a chapter from the New Testament, because like I said, the Old Testament is very dry. Leviticus, Numbers, it's tough. I haven't even gotten there yet, and I'm already dreading it. So that's why we're reading the New Testament as well. It's much easier to read. So right now, I think we're on week 4. So right now we're up to Genesis 26 and Matthew 26, which I'm really enjoying Matthew. Genesis is also a great one. Yeah, that's my goal. And I don't want to do this every year. I would like, my husband and I have both made it our goal this year, is to read the Bible from start to finish in entirety. We both just want to say we've read it once in our lives, and we have, read the Bible front to back. So that's what we're both working on. This is a thing that we're both doing, and I think it's really helping our relationship. And like I said, it's helping our relationship get closer to God. With that as well, I have some devotionals. I thrive on devotionals. So every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is a devotional. And it's just a quick one. It's not long because, like I said, I'm a mom. I have to get my kid up for school. I have to do 50 things, so a quick devotional is great for me. So the one I picked up for right now is called #MomLife Devotional Study, an invitation to catch your breath. So the way this is designed is, every week it begins and starts on a topic. So this first week we talked about I just got it this year. So I just got it this past week. So that's why it's called Overwhelmed. So they focus on a verse and they focus on feeling overwhelmed. And every day you're just supposed to do a daily reflection in that week of sharing a verse and talking and asking questions, things like that. And then the next week after that, you go on another subject, which is called Help for next week. So I love this already. I think it's great. I always recommend a good devotional because that's just amazing. Also, with that last religious thing, I promise, I have joined a women's Bible study group, and I've never joined that before because I love my church, yes, but I haven't found my niche of where I fit in. I have 2 groups that I volunteer in that I love and adore. I'm part of the photography team, and the photography team is tight. I love it. I love taking pictures and doing that. I'm also part of the AV team where I do the slides for the songs and the sermons, and I love that as well. But I haven't found a group of women that I truly connect with. And then I was invited to this women's Bible group, and it has been really amazing for me. And what I love about this group is that there's not one set age for this group. There are some women in here that are in their 50s or 60s, and then I am the youngest one, and I'm the youngest one. There's women from their 30s, from their 40s, from their 50s. And there's about 11 or 12 of us, and we meet up each week, and we talk about this book right here. This is our book right now. It's called Nothing to Prove: Why We Can Stop Trying So Hard by Janine Allen. And this is basically, are you trying your best to measure up, yet you still feel as if you're losing ground? You are not alone. And it's just a religious book talking about how we're not enough, and it's okay not to be enough, which is something that I need to hear a lot, which is something I think every woman, every person, every mom needs to hear, that, you know, you're never going to measure up, and it's okay, and that's okay. So basically we read 2 chapters of this every week, and we meet up and we talk about it, and we learn more about each other. We learn about each other's lives, and we share about our struggles and our achievements, and we're just really open and transparent with each other. And I love that. I have been waiting so long to be a part of a group where I could just find women, where I could just be me and they accept me for me. And I think this is great, and I just love it. I love these women so dearly. We've only been meeting for like 3 or 4 weeks. This group has been there for a while, but I was just invited. So I'm so honored to be a part of it. So yeah, those are my big goals for this year. Is the reading goals, yes, but to really focus in on my relationship with God, whether that be my relationship directly with Him, my relationship with women, like finding women that I can just connect with, that I can call and be like, pray for me. I need your help, things like that, you know, to be more involved in my church. I love my church so much. And we also help out another church. It's very, very small, and that's part of our family. So that's just my main thing. I'm sorry if you're not religious and I've really overdone it on that. I just, you know, I don't talk about it a lot, so I thought it'd be okay to talk about in this video, but I just want to be open and transparent with you, and I hope that is okay. As far as other personal goals, I mean, I think a goal for us in this house is just to fix it up. My husband is like itching his hands desperately to fix up the house, but you know, we're also really trying to get all of our debt paid this year. So getting your debt paid, fixing up a house, it's, you know, it's tough. Last year we freaking sold our house, moved into this house. So, you know, each year is going to be slow but steady. That's just something I want to do. As always, I want to focus on being a really amazing mom to my son, Noah, and doing everything I can for him. We are so lucky that last year that he was approved for this waiver that covers all of his therapies, and he's now in behavior therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy, like every week. And it's just amazing. And I can't tell you how thankful I am to be approved for that, because I did not think we were going to be, because it's a very hard thing to get on the wait. It's a very hard thing to get the waiver. So the fact that we have that, and the fact that he has his therapies, that he can get all of his therapies covered, and we don't have to worry a ton about money, because it's so expensive. I'm so happy, and I just know he's growing and thriving, and I want to see that continue in 2020, and I want to do bigger and better things for him. For whatever he needs, I want to make sure that he gets any therapies, things like that. I want to make sure, because he deserves it. So yeah, that's all my goals. That was a long and lofty video, but I hope that's okay that I shared all of that. Hope that's okay. But I would love to hear what goals you have for this year. Are you setting out a ton for yourself, or are you trying to be more realistic and be more honest and open about the things you really can accomplish and things that you can accomplish? And remember, it's okay not to accomplish a long list. That's not what life is about. It's about being realistic and making sure you're happy with yourself and you're happy with what you want to do in your life. And if you have 2 things you want to accomplish this year, that's great. Rock those 2 things and be happy with it. If you have 50 things, that's a lot, but if you want to do that, you go for it. But I would love to hear what you have goals for this year and what you're doing to achieve them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.